Hello there, Mr. Sutton here, bringing you the Algebra 2 3-3 Part 2 homework solutions on solving equations by completing the square. To solve this equation by completing the square, the first thing we're going to need to do is move this 7 over to the other side to clear a little bit of space for the constant we're going to add in to do the actual completing of the square. So minus 7 over to the right. And now the space is clear for us to complete the square on the left side. So taking half of our b term, so half of negative 10, and squaring it, that's going to be negative 5 squared that I'm going to add to both sides of my equation. That allows me to factor the left side now into x minus 5 squared. And on the right side, I'll just simplify a little bit. We've got negative 7 plus 25. All right, time to square root both sides. So I've got x minus 5 on the left if I square root that. And on the right side, I'm going to have the square root plus or minus the square root of 18. Don't forget the plus or minus. Now I'm going to move the 5 over in a minute, but I want to simplify my 18 a little bit first. I can split the square root of 18 up into 9 and 2, perfect square of 9, which gives me 3 radical 2 for that. So now when I move this 5 over to the right side, I can write my answer as x equals 5 plus or minus 3 radical 2. To solve this equation by completing the square, I first need to move this 3 over to the right side. So I'm going to just subtract it over there. And doing that enables me to now just add in whatever constant I need here without worrying about that 3. So what do I need to add in here? Well, I'm going to take half of my b coefficient, my half of this 6 here, square that, and add that to both sides. So that's going to be 3 squared that's getting added to both sides. On the left side now, I can factor this into x plus 3 quantity squared. And on the right side, simplifying a little bit, I've got negative 3 plus 9. Now I can square root both sides. So on the left side, I've got x plus 3. And on the right side, I've got plus or minus the square root of, well, this is going to become 6. And then just subtracting 3 over to the other side, we have x equals negative 3 plus or minus 6. For this problem, I'm trying to solve this by completing the square. There's 2 issues I noticed, though, right away. We have an a value out here that's not 1, so I'm going to need to divide by this 3. And I also want to get rid of this constant here so I can leave room to put in whatever I want on the left side. Let me take care of the 3 first. So dividing everything by 3, we've got x squared plus 4x plus 5 equals 0. And let me just subtract that 5 over to the other side now. All right, so now I'm going to complete the square on the left side by taking half of my b value, so half of this 4 here, and then squaring that and adding that to both sides. So I'm adding 2 squared to both sides. That allows me to factor the left side into x plus 2 quantity squared. And on the right side, I'm just going to simplify a little bit, negative 5 plus 4. Square rooting both sides, we end up with x plus 2 on the left. On the right side, we have plus or minus the square root of negative 1. So square root of negative 1, we know that's really I. And I'm also going to subtract 2 over there, so I've got x equals minus 2 plus or minus I. To complete the square on this problem, a couple things I need to do before the actual completing the square step. One of them is moving this 56 or constant over to the right, and the other is I have to take care of this a value that's not a 1. So I'm going to start by dividing everything by this 7. That'll give me t squared plus 4t plus 8 equals 0. And let me just add this or subtract this 8 over to the other side so I can clear some room to add in whatever constant I want. Now for the actual completing the square step, I have to take half of my b value, that's half of this 4 here, so 2, and then square that and add that to both sides. The left side can now be factored into t plus 2 squared, and on the right side I've got negative 8 plus 4. Now I can square root both sides. On the left I have t plus 2, and on the right I have the square root of negative 4, plus or minus that. The square root of negative 4 is going to be 2i. So when I move this 2 over here, I'm going to have t equals negative 2 plus or minus 2i.